Well, everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Lilo and Stitch, and this is the latest in the long line of live-action remakes of Disney animation classics, and this one is just over 20 years old and getting a fresh take in live action from director Dean Fleischer Camp, who previously made Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, and carries over that very endearing, heartfelt, and moving tone to this film. And what works most about this film, this reimagining of a chaotic creature made in space by aliens coming to Earth and changing the lives of two sisters who are struggling after their parents have died, and you have Nani, who's now in charge of her sister Lilo. And this film has a lot of depth and dynamic elements and nuanced emotions that go into the relationship between Nani and Lilo, even more so than the original film. They fleshed that out in some of the extra 25 minutes of this film compared to the animated one. And there's a few moments in this film where there's so much emotion, and the chemistry between Maya Kealoha, who plays Lilo, who is absolutely adorable, hilarious, charming, sweet, endearing, all of the things. She's wonderful. And Sydney Agudong, who plays Nani, they just have this amazing relationship, and I love both of their performances in this film. And they really anchor this. Chris Sanders comes back as Stitch, and Stitch is chaotic and does some wild stuff that they add in this time around. That's some of the best humor in the film. The best humor in the film comes from Lilo, Nani, and Stitch. They're really the core of this, and especially the neighbor, Amy Hills Tutu, who's actually a lot of fun as well, who's a nice addition that's been added to this film. It's the heart and soul of this film that really works. It's Nani and Lilo, their relationship, Lilo and Stitch, their relationship. By far, the best part of this film. And the effects on Stitch look amazing. And the opening sequence, which is like out in space, is exciting, it's thrilling. But that's really the only sequence in the film that really leans into the alien stuff that really stands out. They use cloning technology this time to look like humans, so like Billy Magnuson and Zach Galifianakis are Pleakley and Jumba. And there's some fun slapstick that gets added into this conflict in live action that I thought was a lot of fun, especially with their weapons, like this portal gun and stuff like this. Billy Magnuson, I think, is a lot of fun as Pleakley. Not much to him. I think Pleakley's a little bit more this time around and gets less depth. And they repurpose Jumba in a way this time around that makes him a little bit more villainous. And I just really did not like Zach Galifianakis as Jumba. Just really didn't sell it. And especially when does some darker things, I'm like, just didn't buy it. And, you know, not to keep making a too direct comparison to the original, but Jumba had like a deep, powerful voice, and if that character would have went a little bit more villainous, I could have seen that. It just didn't work this time around, and the more extra stuff they added of the alien stuff didn't work as well, and it felt distracting. You have Tia Carrera, who plays the social services woman, Mrs. Kikoa. And I love Tia Carrera, and I think she does a great job. But it also takes away from Cobra Bubbles. And I love Courtney B. Vance. I think he does a fine job with what he's given, which is almost nothing. He is almost a non-character this time, and it's a little frustrating because what Ving Rhames brought to the original was something interesting and nuanced, and they just kind of go in a different direction this time. But I think Tia Carrera's character, her inclusion still really works. Overall, though, there's subplots and elements that really fall flat, but when you're focusing on the family, the core of this film, it really soars. And there's emotional elements that are going to grab you and not let you go. And it's so impactful and beautiful. This is an engaging and lovely film in so many ways. And it's also very funny and chaotic in others. It just, some of the elements this time around just didn't click as well. And, you know, that's better than a lot of these remakes that feel lifeless or bits of misfire. But here, I think, like, did we need this? What remakes do we need, necessarily? But this is a lovely, charming, beautiful film that Dean Fleischer Camp pulls together and really makes the most out of. And to be frank, I wouldn't mind seeing more of their adventures and shenanigans, and I am sure Disney will bring it, especially when this makes an insane amount of money. But those are my thoughts on Lilo and Stitch. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.